Santa baby, whip it out or I'm going home.
You got any more?
Nope. That took me all day.
This show contains spoilers and adult language. Listener discretion is advised.
Movies with Ron, movies with Ron.
Hell yeah, motherfucker.
Movies with Ron.
Did you know that growing up, Queen Elizabeth II, she never went to school. She had tutors the whole time, teaching her, quote unquote, dignified subjects.
Yeah.
So when she became queen, she put herself through the Billy Madison gauntlet.
Wow.
The old hilarious Adam Sandler film.
Uh-huh.
Went through all the grades, all the stuff she missed, like algebra.
Wow.
Stuff that was very undignified.
Yeah.
And at the time, she is reported to have said, "You're not cool unless you pee your pants." Chlorophyll, more like borophyll.
I'm gonna end
What? What were you going to say? Say it. What were you going to say? You got time now.
Here we go. Whip it out or I'm going home.
I might unzip my pants. I feel like I can't breathe. I'm getting fat again. So
Oh, and go ahead.
I'm just putting it out there.
You need some sweats?
Yes.
You need some wipes.
Sometimes you must wear stretchy pants.
You getting hungry for your turkey dinner? Merry Christmas, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Movies with Ron, episode 135, Christmas Spectacular. And Nurse Candy is back. She's got her pants unzipped.
All right.
She's got everything else a man could ever need. She's got big boobs. She got some pills in a little cup. Nurse Candy, ladies and gentlemen, back by popular demand. Say hello.
Hey, everybody.
All right. Yeah, you know the drill. This is the show where Ron recaps a movie from beginning to end. We like his versions better. It's okay if you've seen the movie or not. Let's get it on.
That was good.
I'm Chris, your MC for the time being. As Ron said, Candy's back.
Well, hello.
And you don't get an intro today, Ron.
Hey, guys, how's it going? Merry Christmas. We're shaking things up. It's the holiday.
That's right. Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Troy McIver wants to shake things up.
Don't we owe Troy...
Did you ever send him
something?
swag?
See, Troy, I know you're still waiting on your swag. Oh, man, I'm so glad you're still a listener. How about that?
It's been like a year.
It hasn't been a year. Okay? He hasn't gotten his care package yet because we were in the process of redoing the logo. But that process is ongoing, Troy, so you're going to get a bunch of the old stuff, all right? So, anyway. Damn, I'm glad you're still here. Thanks, pal. Anyway, what does he want?
He messaged us on Facebook. Hey, Movies with Ron. I've been listening to this podcast for a while, and it never occurred to me to make a suggestion. This may be the worst idea ever. You guys should do Cruising from 1980. You guys don't know what Cruising is? It's been on Ron's watch list for a while. It's about Al Pacino. He's a detective, but he has to go undercover in the gay S&M club scene.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
To find a serial killer.
This is a great idea.
Damn, dude, that should have been the Christmas episode.
I know.
And right before this, Al Pacino did Dog Day Afternoon, which was a big gay role for him.
Oh, was
Remember
it?
that?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Al Pacino gayed it up back in the day.
Way before it was cool. And for real. That's the thing. Al Pacino's like, he's a pretty good guy.
Yeah. Oh my God, we could play the Blue Oyster theme song like 1,000 times through the whole show. It'd be great.
Or the...
Oh, fuck. Oh, God.
Make it gross. Merry Christmas, everybody. So last week, Candy was she was absent because she was at IKEA just for the Swedish meatballs, lingonberry jam sauce.
What's so wrong with that?
That's what I'm saying.
So in keeping with the holiday spirit, how about I recommend a family-friendly movie?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Shall We Dance from 2004. Megan showed me this movie.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
Richard Gere, Susan Sarandon, Jennifer Lopez, Richard Jenkins, Stanley Tucci.
Stanley Tucci.
That's a full
is
house
amazing.
right there.
Oh yeah.
I fucking love Stanley Tucci.
I know, right?
Richard Gere works.
Oh yeah,
this
Richard Gere.
works this boring like lawyer job.
Yeah.
Stanley Tucci's one of his coworkers. He's miserable. He's married to Susan Sarandon, but on the train home every day, he looks up in this window downtown and sees Jennifer Lopez, and he's like, "Oh my God!" And you know, Richard Gere, he gets what he wants. And one day he goes up, and it's a dance studio, and they're like, "Oh, you're here for lessons?" And they just grab him and they pull him in, and he just falls into taking dance lessons. Mm-hmm. And you know, it makes him a better man. That's all I'm going to say.
And then he cheats on his wife.
Well,
There's a lot of romantic tension, I think.
there's tension. It's for the family, though.
Stanley Tucci ends up with his wife.
He walks in and he sees Stanley Tucci in a wig and like a glittery shirt. And Stanley Tucci has an alter ego with hair when he's away from the lawyer job.
Wow.
And when he notices him and Richard Gere are in the same room, he fucking hides. And everyone's like, "Where are you going?" His name is like Diego. And he's got, it's great. Shall We Dance from 2004. Check it out.
Sounds good.
That's good.
All right, there's a movie called The Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society. It's a good movie. Kind of long, kind of literary. I don't know if it's your cup of tea, but watch it just until the part, because it's a World War II movie and people are starving. Mm-hmm. This town, this village, they get a roast pig, right? They can finally eat some meat. And it's like the meat night where they cook the pig and they're slicing it and they put this plate down of all this pig meat, right? And it's dripping fat. Like the fat is like dripping off of it. And it has sound effects. And it sounds like the dripping fat has sound effects.
So it's an appealing sound and visual? Is it gross or appealing? I'm
You
not
shouldn't
sure.
be able to hear dripping fat.
Right.
So you're offended.
But they're trying to make it seem like so good. Like the banquet scene from Hook.
Yeah.
Like, remember when he finally makes the food all real?
Yeah.
Well, they're starving, and there's this fat. It's like liquid fat dripping off the meat.
Stop.
It has its own sound effects. I remembered it long enough to say it on this show. Check it out.
You know, I did go and watch The Phantom after last time.
Yeah.
You're damn right about that scene. And you know what? I don't know why I was so down on The Phantom. Like, that is such a great movie.
It's pretty good. Okay, Robert Pattinson is having trouble bulking up for Batman.
Oh.
Yeah. Production is delayed for 6 weeks. Any thoughts?
Maybe he has cancer. Merry Christmas, Robert Pattinson.
Everyone talks about Christian Bale and how he got really skinny for that movie, The Machinist.
Yeah.
And then he bulked up for Batman Begins. And they're like, Robert Pattinson needs to step it up, man.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm like, The Machinist fucking sucks. That movie is a turd.
It's a little bit of a turd.
And it wasn't worth him putting his body through that.
No.
Right.
But now that you bring that up, maybe Robert Pattinson should just eat a can of tuna every day, become as thin as Bale was for The Machinist, and then that's his Batman body. You ever think of that, Hollywood? And he's like a sleek, spidery Batman, you know?
It's so weird.
A hungry Batman.
Are you going to eat that? Swear to me! What's the name of that dildo guy that we love so much that's playing the Riddler in that one?
The guy from Swiss Army Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited
It's going to be
for
good.
him being a Batman villain.
Yeah. I'm excited about Rare Exports from 2010.
Oh, yes, A Christmas Tale.
A Finnish film.
I have never seen this movie. I have no idea what it's about.
Oh, you're going to love it.
So it's foreign.
Yeah, it's Finnish.
Okay.
You know, from Finland.
Right.
Roger Ebert said, Rare Exports, A Christmas Tale, is a brilliant lump of coal for your stocking, hung by the fireside with care.
Oh.
And he's exactly right.
Yeah.
It's if John Carpenter's The Thing were a Christmas movie.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I have always loved horror in the snow and in the cold. I don't know why.
Me too.
It's rated R for F words and male nudity.
Oh, yeah.
No female nudity at all.
Yeah, they don't call it nudity. They call it male nudity.
We got to nudge that door open for when we do cruising. But that's European standards for you. It's still like kind of a friendly kind of movie.
Yes, there is dicks. Yeah, virtually no women in this movie at all.
Really?
There are some that are credited, and they're in one particular scene, but they are people in the background. They're just extras.
Wow.
So you know this is going to be good.
Oh, shut up.
11% of our audience is female, so this is for them.
You're welcome, ladies.
Merry Christmas. We love you. Tell your friends.
No, man. Our female listeners, they are a rare breed.
They're fucking awesome. They're the
know.
best 11%
Brilliant.
I've ever had.
Couldn't ask for anything better.
I love every one of them. I wish I had 20 more like them.
Take it from me, you have to have some thick skin and a great sense of humor. And
I don't think they need the thick skin.
I think we're pretty diplomatic.
If they're listening, I'm sure they have a great sense of humor. And it is merely a coincidence that there are no women in this movie, as, you know, just might have dug myself in a hole. I don't care. It's done. I don't have any other movies to do today, guys. And gals.
I made my ex-father-in-law watch this movie.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It was after the divorce. It's awkward.
what?
No, we were still married. But he came to visit. And I was like, we're watching this. And now you're going to fucking listen to it.
Jesus.
On Movies with Ron.
It's showtime.
Thanks for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. Merry Christmas.
Woo-hoo, that's right.
The ladies in particular.
Oh, yeah.
Get the people out. Come on. Get the people out.
All right. Joulupuki. It's the Finnish, pretty much equivalent of... fuck all that. All right, we start off 24 days till Christmas.
Oh.
All right.
And we're somewhere in Finland, and we are inside of a construction trailer. Okay? Mm-hmm. And inside is the boss man and the foreman. And the foreman is Mr. Green, okay? The boss, we never find out his name, so we will call him Boss. I'm worried about this sample from... here's a sample that we found at like 1,300 feet deep, okay? Look at what this is. And he gives it to the boss, who pours it out on his desk, and it's sawdust.
Oh.
And the boss's eyes get like really wide, and he's all excited. He's like, oh, yes. You know, I thought it was like a tree, like an old tree that we drilled into. They're drilling.
Okay.
It's a core sample that he gave him. But nah, man, this stuff at 1,300 feet deep, this is 65 feet thick.
Wow.
Like, what the hell is it that we're drilling here, sir? Mm-hmm. It doesn't make any sense. Oh, it does. It does. You see, in the olden days, people used to store ice encased in sawdust. So what? This mountain is a giant icebox for storing What? Drill deeper. You will see. You will see. He's like, well, we are, and you hear, we're drilling outside right now, sir. Make sure all the workers have one of these. And he hands him this like plastic list of safety instructions. It says, and you see on it, it's like no drinking, no smoking, no cursing, no loitering, and no cavorting.
Interesting.
Yeah, and Mr. Green's like, what the hell is it? This is some funny shit. And then the boss is like, watch your mouth! And he grabs his ear. He's like, it's Christmas time. Let's act like it. And Mr. Green is just like, yeah, okay, geez. He takes it. And we cut to outside, and we see that they are just on top of this little mountain. The mountain is Korvatunturi Mountain. So named because it's shaped like an ear. What's the matter? You don't speak Finnish? Candy? Anyway, there's two kids hiding behind a bunch of crates of like blasting dynamite, for mining and mining. One of these kids, they're little kids. One of them's got a rifle.
Oh.
So they're fun. And they're just watching, okay? And all these workers are like, hey, we found something. Here. And then the foreman, he's got the boss out there. He hands it to him. He's like, sir, I think you were right. By the way, we are in Finland, but the construction company, everybody there is speaking English.
Oh.
The boss opens up the core sample, and it's just ice. It's like a big dildo of ice. It's like long and hard and cold and wet. And he's like, yes. And he's holding it to himself with both hands. And he's like, always believe. Always. And he's just in awe. And he turns around. He makes a big speech to all the workers. Okay. And one of them's like smoking a cigarette. And Mr. Green, the foreman, like takes it from him. Two other workers are like cavorting. And he has to stop them. He has to stop them too. Gentlemen! My dream since childhood is about to come true. And then everybody's like, well, let's take off our hats, be respectful. We are standing on a sacred grave. The biggest burial mound in the world. And the kids in Finnish are like, whoa. It puts the pyramids to shame. It took the Samis centuries to build this mountain. The Samis are like, Norway and Finland's Eskimos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ancient ice people. And you've got 24 days to open it. Prepare the dynamite and do what you guys do best. And the kids are like, they're going to blow it up. They're going to blow up the mountain. You have a grave to rob. Whoa. And it's like, whoa. Dun, 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 dun. This is what, where the opening credits would start, but they don't.
Oh.
So these two boys, they're sneaking out, okay? Sneaking out of the fence from the construction zone. But it turns out it's just outside the border between Finland and Russia.
Oh.
So it's a big deal that they're crossing the fence into Russia. So, they get on a snowmobile and they start riding away. And there's a big kid and a little kid. Little kid's like, you so... That's his name. You so crazy. You so is Santa Claus dead? Yuso's like, oh my God, man, you still believe in Santa? What, have they been lying to us? To you. Well, then who's the Santa that comes to our house? That's Mr. P. Paranen. You'll learn P. Paranen. He's fucking great in this movie. No way! Your dad pays him to come in and pretend like he's Santa Claus. Yeah, Christmas is a big lie, dude. Okay, and then, boom! There's a giant explosion up on the mountain. And it's like, whoa, man. And right then, they look up and they see all this smoke pluming up from the mountain. And then we cut to black and we start the credits.
Oh.
But we don't even see the title of the movie. I'll tell you what, we just see this weird little octagonal Santa emblem. That's all they show.
Huh.
And then we cut to the little boy, Pietari, at home going through all of these books about Santa. Like he opens one up and it's called the truth about Santa. And the music's all like dun 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 dun. It's like already trying to scare you. And it shows him looking through it. It's like the first Santa. And, well, I'll be the first Santa. Some bitch had horns. And the book's like, who's been naughty? And he's looking at old drawings of like this demon Santa. And like while he's looking at this, he's like, and you can hear like children screaming in the background. Pietri is like, shit. There's like shows fucking bare-chested horned Santa out in the snow like eating a wolf. And there's like there's another he's like whipping a child bloody with like a tree switch.
Lay it down and smack 'em, yak 'em.
He keeps looking at pictures of scary Santa. It's like a beard, hollow eyes and horns, and boiling kids. Pietri is like scaring himself. Okay. And he like starts drawing him. And still, like, they live near the mountains. You could still hear boom, boom, explosions just going off all the time. And we cut to one day till Christmas.
Oh, shit.
And we're outside Pietri's house. And his dad, Rauno, he's sharpening stakes because he is a man. And he can't connect with his son. So he's outside sharpening pieces of wood.
Oh, God.
He's making a wolf pit. Okay?
Oh,
they got
okay.
wolves out there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he digs a big pit, fills it with spikes, and then he hangs a pig head over it.
Nice.
And puts branches on it, like, yeah. He gets done. It's like super cold and snowy, but he's been working so hard. You know, he's all sweaty. So he sits down to like cut an apple. And he didn't wash his hands after handling the pig.
Ew.
And that's how the plague started. But that's another story. You can hear wolves off the... Oh, woo! Well, wolves of Finland. Woo! Anyway, and then he's dragging in a Christmas tree that he just cut down, and it is real thin, baby. Like, symbolism. They're poor.
Okay.
He's like, wake up, boy! And he throws a snowball at his kid's window. And we see Pietri is like sitting there in his underwear, having fallen asleep, watching the window, you know, because he's scared of Santa coming. He's like, get cleaned up and come on. Pietri goes to his advent calendar. You guys know what that is.
Right.
And all of the doors are open except for 24. And he's like taping it shut. He doesn't want it to open, you know, so Santa can't come. And he looks out of his upstairs window and he sees footprints in the snow on the roof that lead right up to his window. And whoa, seriously? Like, Santa's coming to get him. And then he looks out the side and he sees the Christmas lights are hanging on the house. And he's like, oh, okay. Whew.
There you go.
Like it was his dad hanging the lights. Anyway, he runs outside, still in his underwear, in the snow. So, you know, kind of thing we would do as kids. He goes to his dad's barn. Dad! He won't go in, though. Come in if you have something to say. I don't want to. It's like, don't be outside alone, Pietri. There's wolves, man. They're going to eat you, and I am not joking. So he goes in. He's like, he has to close his eyes. He's like, Dad, I'm coming in now. He can't open his eyes because it's his dad's slaughterhouse.
Oh.
AKA sex dungeon.
Here we go.
Dildos as far as the eye can see. He makes them. He carves them out of wood. It splinters and everything. Don't worry, Candy. They've been sanded. Rauno yells out, don't look! Daddy's working! Wink, wink. Nah, he's slaughtering a pig. What the fuck? He's slaughtering this pig in the slaughterhouse sex dungeon, and he's like, and you can hear the fat dripping. And it's wonderful. And Pietri is like, have you been on the roof outside of my window? I'm too busy for stupid questions. Well, have you? No. And it's like, what? And you don't even have time to react to that. He's like, get dressed. Come on, we're leaving. Remember what day it is? Oh, yeah, the roundup. He leaves. Pietri looks up at the mountain, and it's quiet, okay? He's like talking to a stuffed toy. Vupa. This is his name. He is spying on us. So they snowmobile to a big old wood electrified pen that these people made, and there's more villagers there. Somewhere in the background, there is a woman. Apparently. But Rauno gives Pietri a gun, gives him a rifle. He's like, this is yours now. Whoa, is it loaded? It's like, of course it is. God damn, you are stupid, kid. What good would it be if it wasn't loaded? His pal, Yuso, walks up. He's like, got a cigarette. This kid's like 10, 11 years old. He looks at the dad. He's like, you got a light? The dad just slaps him. He's like, where is your dad? Piparinen couldn't get the chopper started, so they're on the snowmobiles. Now Piparinen is off in the center of the pen. He's like, everybody stay away from the fence. 3, 2, 1. And he flips a switch and it's electrified.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I like that. Yuso is looking at Pietri and he's like, you really think you can use that rifle, kid? He's like, of course I can. What are you going to do, shoot Santa Claus? He was outside my window last night. What? I thought you said Santa Claus was dead. While they're talking, Rauno and Piparinen, they talk about the pen, and like, oh, there's all the explosions, They've been sending all the wolves into a frenzy, so this will protect the reindeer, okay? Reindeer? Yeah. I wonder what they're digging for up on that mountain anyway. Oh, rock samples, man. They're geologists. Yuso yells out, look! And then we see some antlers coming up over the hill, all right? And they're all like, yeah! Pietri is so cute right here. He's like, they're coming! Daddy, they're coming! He's got like a rifle! And it's precious, man. It's the only time in the entire movie that, like, you don't doubt the sincerity of his happiness.
Oh.
Piparinen's like, our freezers will soon be brimming with meat. You filled my freezer last night, my friend. Aye, and I will again! Rauno, like, kind of mistreats Pietri. He pushes him down because he's trying to open the gate to let the reindeer in. This is what they do for a living. They round up reindeer and then they slaughter them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And sell the hoofs. And the antlers. And then it turns out there's only 2 reindeer. Only 2. And there's usually like hundreds. And they're runts. Something's wrong. Pietri's like, maybe the others got lost. Rauno, he's like, oh, nope. And it cuts to them on snowmobiles. And they just haul ass over the rise. And there are hundreds of dead reindeer in the snow.
Oh, no.
Shit.
Just laying there. And Piparinen's like, Merry Christmas. Rauno is like devastated. Like no hope is left. Okay.
Yeah.
They leave the kids. They pass all the reindeer. They pass through them. They're like, they are all bloody and gnawed on, eaten out.
Oh.
If you know what I mean. Hey. They go to the border fence right there. On the other side of the border fence is Korvatuturi Mountain, right? Mm-hmm. And they find Yuso's dad, Aimo. You like Finnish name? Piparinen! And Aimo. And Aimo is pissed. Aimo also looks nearly exactly like a young Willem Dafoe.
Oh, really?
He's kind of haunting to watch. What kind of wolves would do this? Big, nasty ones. Look at this. And Aimo has found a hole in the fence. Same hole those kids crawled through. Now we have to deal with Russian wolves too. This was cut with pliers. And the boys are like, holy shit, this is our fault, man.
Oh, no.
Like, that's what is apparently happening is wolves have come in from the Russian border and killed all the reindeer.
Oh.
Yuso grabs Pietri's face. You know, like he's his bitch. He's like, you tell, and I will kick the shit right out of your butt. We were never here. Okay.
We should shoot those idiots, those miners up there.
They're probably gone. It's been quiet for days.
Do we have insurance? Of course we don't.
And Rauno turns and he's like,
Imo, 443 carcasses. What is that worth?
and Imo, I guess he's the math guy, because he's just like,
About 85,000.
Pietri is like poking a reindeer with a stick, poking it in its like gory vagina. He like moves it, and underneath he sees a bare human footprint in the snow and the blood.
Oh.
Oh, God. He looks at his toy, and he's like, he sure was hungry.
Come on, what are we going to do?
So Rauno, he's all pissed off. He's got his rifle and everything. And he just goes,
Pay them a visit. Click, click.
but the click click was batteries in a vibrator. Yep. He makes them, you know. Anyway, they break in through the fence, and they're all scared of guards shooting them, but nobody's around. They don't care. It's a huge crime passing the border into Russia, but they are desperate men, and they go up to the dig site on top of the mountain. Anyway, by the time they get up there, it's night.
Good.
You like that? And the trailer, the whole site is deserted. The mining company is called the Sub-Zero Incorporated. The office is trash. There's like a radio even still on. It's all staticky.
These boys left in a hurry.
Piparinen and Yuso, they're outside, okay, and they turn on the floodlights.
Holy shit, come and look at this!
Rauno and Imo go out to see. Pietri stays in the office, though, and he's like looking at all their photos and paperwork. And he finds this big aerial photo of the cavity that they opened up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and in the middle of it, there's like this, it's really deep, but there's this big chunk of something. You know, and you can't make out what it is, but it's really like light colored with a dark center.
Ooh.
And Pietri's like, they found him. Outside, all the guys are like,
Seismic researchers, my ass, they excavated something.
and then we see what they see, and it's this
Giant pit in the ground.
it's huge, man.
Wow.
Like they built stairs to go down it. It's so big. Okay, Rauno lights a flare, and tosses it in, and it drops out of sight.
So much for this.
So they all leave, and they are just screwed. Like that was their livelihood.
Yeah.
At home, Rauno puts, it's nighttime, he's making dinner. He puts like a pig heart in the oven on a pan.
Yeah.
Just a big old pig heart for Christmas dinner. Don't get no better than that. Like the one Candy made last year. Remember, Chris? Upstairs, Pietri and Yuso, you know, they're up there hanging out. And Pietri's all decked out in his hockey pads, and he's still wearing his rifle. And he gives a piece of cardboard to Yuso, and he's like, tape this to your butt. What the hell are you talking about? Pietri, like, puts his helmet on. How do I look? Like a kid in a diaper. What are you doing? Pietri just shows him all the pictures of Demon Santa. He's like, whoa. Yeah, the real Santa was totally different. The Coca-Cola Santa is a lie. Man, I don't care about your fairy tale crap. Do you care about this? And he pulls out the aerial photo and shows him the chunk. Some fairy tales are true. What is this? He tears naughty kids apart. Well, it's the real Santa. How did he get there? The Sami people lured him onto the ice, and it broke under him. The lake froze, and it trapped him. They dug out the huge ice block and buried it under a giant pile of rocks. And that became Korvatunturi Mountain. And Yuso is like, whoa.
Yeah.
You are an idiot. When did you get smacked last? Okay. Pietri is like famous for like beginning a new conversation before the other one is done. With like a weird question. Okay. When did you last get smacked? The kid's like, I don't know. Like when I was little. Should we confess? Oh, and Yuso gets pissed off and he threatens him and then goes home. Like, you better not tell. Pietri checks the lights. He wants them to stay, the Christmas lights. Make sure they're on. And he goes inside. And his dad is making gingerbread. Obviously, his mother, Rauno's wife, is gone.
Yeah.
They lost her somehow. It is not said how. So they sit and have gingerbread. And all of the gingerbread cookies are all shaped like dick and balls. And it's sad because you can tell they both really miss the mom.
Yeah.
And can't talk about it.
Oh.
Were you playing hockey? No, it's just, we were just messing around. And he just, like he has no idea how to talk to his dad. Life is unfair. Yep. He's eating these gingerbread dicks and he's like, these are good. Like mom made. But you could see in his face that they weren't good. He's just trying to be nice to his dad. Rauno, who is like definitely haunted by his situation, is just like, yeah, I'm glad. Thanks. He like can't even make eye contact with his little boy. Dad, what if I didn't exist? I told you. This is what he does. What the hell are you talking about? If I disappeared. You should disappear. What? To bed. It's late. Oh, do you think I've been good? Rauno's got like tears welling up in his eyes. He just says, good boys are in bed by now. Oh, okay. Pietri goes upstairs. Merry Christmas, Dad. Merry Christmas, Pietri. And it's like, oh, man, these two ain't doing good.
Oh.
And the dad just sits there at the table and cries into his gingerbread dicks.
Oh.
Pietri goes upstairs and just sits at his window watching and waiting. Then he dozes off. And we cut to some warehouse hangar somewhere else in town, and it's Sub-Zero Incorporated. The foreman, he's there. All the workers are there.
Huh.
And he gets a radio call from the boss. We are landing tomorrow. Is the cargo ready?
No, we had to cancel the whole operation. It's not what you think it is.
I repeat, is it ready?
Don't you get it? It still has a pulse.
Calm down, Mr. Green. Just follow the safety instructions.
Fuck your safety instructions.
And then you see all of the workers that are like walking around him and doing stuff get taken out.
Whoa.
And Mr. Green like hears it. What? He turns around and all their construction helmets are just like sitting on the ground.
Oh.
And then he turns and he just sees a pair of bare legs in front of him in the snow.
Ooh.
Not bare legs. Bare human legs.
Okay.
No.
I was like, am I remembering this right?
Like a man who may or may not be wearing clothing. We might be getting some male nudity.
Woof.
I missed you, Candy. Flesh. It cuts to 0 days till Christmas.
So Christmas?
Christmas morning.
Okay.
Right. But see, every time I say that, there's like a counter that counts off the days. And it says 0, all right? Jeez.
All right.
Rauno has burnt breakfast.
God.
Yeah. I don't know what his problem is. But now he's setting a fire in the fireplace and then, whoa! This big plume of dust and crap like flies out at him. And he's like, ah! And it cuts to Pietri like running downstairs. And he's in his hockey pads and he's got his gun. And Rauno is like, stay back. I gotta check it out, man. And he picks up a chair and he goes to the fireplace to see what just happened. And he pulls out a sprung bear trap.
Oh.
Like really a wolf trap for where they are. But yeah, out of the fireplace. And he just turns and looks at Pietri and he's like,
You think this is funny?
Oh.
You could have killed me!
And Pietri's just like, come on, it's no big deal. Like, the look on his face, just like, fuck you, Dad.
Oh.
You're grounded! You're grounded for Christmas!
Pietri just turns around and he's like, I have to wee. He just walks away. And Rauno is like taken aback, like, whoa. Like, all of a sudden his son does not care about anything. It's because he's so afraid of Santa.
Yeah.
You know? So he just leaves, he goes outside and has his wee. All right? He's going. And he looks over to the side and he's like, oh no. Dad! Dad! Rauno just comes out with his gun. The bait's gone. Oh. So they go and they check out the wolf pit, all right?
Stay back, stay back!
We see the spikes, they're all bloody. Okay, but all the branches fell in too. We just see bloody spikes with a bunch of pine wood branches. And whatever's in there is underneath those. Rauno starts like lifting them off and he sees a bloody human hand.
Oh, God.
He's like, oh shit. He's like, go back in the house, man. Pietri, go back in the house. He just takes him inside. Doesn't even go out and look. He's freaking out. And he doesn't want his son to know what just happened. So he's like, here. And they eat burnt cookie dicks for breakfast. Pietri's eating them and he's like, is this it?
Come on, they're good.
Are you mad? Are you mad at me, Dad?
Nah, it's fine.
And then a car pulls up.
Stay! You stay in here! You are grounded!
And it's Pete Badanen in his Santa suit. Okay? He gets Christmas morning. He gets paid to go around the families.
Yeah.
Give out stuff. Rauno shows him the pit. And then Pietri's watching from the window. He just sees them dragging a big bundle into the barn. Like they wrapped it in a tarp.
Oh.
In the barn, the slaughterhouse, sex dungeon, dildo factory. They unwrap it, and it's this dead, old, frail, gaunt man with a huge, long, white beard.
Oh.
And he's like so sick skinny. He's so skinny, he's scary.
Wow.
Even just laying there dead. And he stinks. So awful. They're like, oh, God, about to throw up. Piparinen's like, well, you know, that's what this old guy gets for prowling in your yard, man. And the old man was wearing a jacket, and he pulls his passport and his wallet out. Rauno's going through it, and he's like, his name is Green. Mr. Green. He was born in 1952. And you see the photo on the passport, and it's the foreman from the construction company.
What the hell?
It's like one of those guys off the mountain. This guy's not even 60 years old. And they show him again, and yeah, he is like old.
Wow.
Rauno, what are you going to tell people? Like, those wolf pits, man, those are illegal. I'm not going to tell him anything. And neither are you, damn it. You're involved now. Now shut up and think if you know how. And then Piparinen's like looking around at all the vibrators and the dildos, and then all the blades and the saws. And then they both have the same idea. And Piparinen's like, I have an hour until my first Santa stop. And then he undoes his pants. Rauno like turns on the saw. Yeah. Outside, Pietri's looking in the pit. He actually jumps in. And he finds this empty sack. Well, there's not totally empty. There is something in it. He pulls it out. And it's this weird straw dummy in the sack. Looks like folk art almost, you know? He's like, what the hell is this? Inside, Piparinen is both of these guys are wearing like bloody slaughter aprons. Dildo building attire, right? He's like sharpening knives, and Rauno grabs this corpse's arm. It's like super skinny arm and puts it in front of the bandsaw, and he's about to cut it off. Ooh. When all of a sudden, it jerks away. It jerks back. Ooh. The guy's alive.
Oh, shit.
He is covered in blood, though, and he was stabbed by all these, spikes.
Yeah.
Piparinen like holds one of the knives up to his mouth, and he's like, "See that? He's breathing." He sees the breath on it. Tough old codger, huh? But this is not good. Okay, not good for these two men. So now there's a witness,
Yeah.
Pietri starts climbing up to the window to see what they're doing in there, and Piparinen and Rauno, they see the old guy start. He's laying there. He's unconscious, He starts sniffing. His nose just starts going. What the hell is he doing? He smells something. And then we see Pietri in the window, like looking down at what they are doing. And the old guy on the table, on the slab, he kind of turns his head towards Pietri, who then jumps out away from the window and hides. And then the old man like moves his head back to where it was, like he's pretending.
Weird.
And what he was smelling was Pietri.
Oh.
So he's playing dead, and both men run outside after Pietri. Pietri, you were supposed to stay inside. And there he goes. He's just running off into the snow, into the wilderness, running away. Did he see the old man? The naked old man? Because he's naked now. Like they stripped his clothes off for some reason. Or he was naked just wearing the coat.
Yeah.
Anyway, what do you think? Of course he saw. And then Rauno gets in his truck and goes off to get him. Well, what should I do with the old man? I don't know. Have a chat. Piparinen goes back in and Rauno drives away, searching for him. And then he sees him and sees Pietri flagging down a cop car.
Oh, Jesus.
Like, whoa, man. He's going to turn his dad in. Rauno's like, Pietri, no. Pietri gets in the cop car and it drives away.
Whoa.
And Rauno just follows it. And then they stop at another house and barn. And they both get out of their cars. Okay, and Rauno looks at the cop who's looking at him. And he's like, hi. Hello. Why the fancy dress? He's wearing a bloody apron. Been a messed up morning all over town. I've been all over. There's something strange happening. Well, everything is fine with us. Right, Pietri? Pietri's like, hiding behind the cop. So it's danger behavior. And then out from the house comes Aimo. He sees Pietri with the gun, Rauno in the bloody apron, and he's like, oh, you brought the whole murder squad. Okay. Cop's like, what is going on here? Aimo says, my other business. Couple of 100 sacks of potatoes. My whole harvest. I'm here because of potatoes? Well, sorta. And he leads them into his barn. They only took the sacks. And his barn is full of potatoes. It's like a sea of potatoes. He's got a car in there. It's like half buried. They just stole the potato sacks. The cop's like, wow. Almost every house in town had their heaters stolen last night. Yes, my wife, her hairdryer was stolen out of our bathroom. And you watching it, you're like, what is happening? It's going to be one cold Christmas. The cop's like, who would want a hairdryer, man? And Aimo makes a good point. He's like, Russians? That's cutting edge technology over there, man. Rauno is all freaking out still. He's like, Pietri, let's go. No. You stay here. I want to see in your car. Pietri's like, where's Yuso? You so crazy. You so fat. Aimo's like, I don't know, still asleep. Pietri's running inside, and the cop is like, hey, you make dildos? Can I buy one for my wife? Pietri's up in Yuso's room, and the kid's still asleep in bed. Yuso, wake up! Santa's at my house right now! He's not waking up. It's like, come on! He uncovers him, and in the bed is a straw dummy.
Oh.
Woof. Outside, Pietri runs out. He's like, Yuso's been taken! And all of these guys are like, no, man. He even shows them the straw dummy that was in his bed. The cop's like, he's probably out chasing girls.
Yeah.
When we were your age, we used to fuck. And no one takes the... Don't you get it? Rauno's like, Pietri, that's it. We are leaving. The cop drives away, and Rauno looks at Aimo. Aimo, you speak English, right? Yeah, why? We need an interpreter. And then it cuts to Rauno's slaughterhouse. That's the name of the club. And there's Piparinen just sitting on the floor, eating gingerbread dicks. Like staring at the old bearded man on the slab. And Piparinen's like, he puts the plate down, gets up. He's still eating his cookie. He goes and uncovers the guy, like pulls the tarp off of him. And he's like, oh, he almost pukes. And he gets down to the guy's face and he's like, hello, you old devil. There's nothing. The guy's just like, we know he's like playing dead, from seeing him move before.
Yeah.
And then Piparinen's looking at him and just keeps on crunching on that dong. And then the old man starts sniffing again. Like he's got his eyes closed, but he's like,
Gingerbread?
He holds it out to him, and the guy's eyes open.
Damn.
Yeah, and Piparinen's like, and he moves the cookie closer to the guy, and he's like, and pulls it away, and gets it closer. He like starts taunting him with it, and the old man tries to bite it. He even clacks his teeth, like, he's like, he pulls it away. And then the old man starts whispering. Like really faintly. And the guy's like, huh? And he gets down, puts his ear close to the guy's mouth, and then the old guy just lunges for him, and it cuts away.
Oh, God.
Shit.
To Rauno's truck just speeding down the snowy road. Imo is in there with him and Pietari. So what am I translating? We got visitors from Corvatunturi Mountain. What? Americans. And it cuts to Piparinen standing outside the slaughterhouse now,
Yeah.
holding a bloody rag up to his ear.
Oh, no.
And they drive up. And it's dark, and which I kind of don't get, because it was just Christmas morning, and they went over to Imo's house.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he lives that far away, but whatever, it's dark now.
Finland.
Oh, that's right. That is why.
Yeah.
Rauno makes Pietari go inside. He's like, dude, stop coming outside. You keep causing trouble and finding shit you're not supposed to. And you're grounded. Go inside. But Yuso!
Yuso's a big boy, now go inside, bitch child.
Oh, God.
Yeah, bitch child. Stephen King.
He just kept bad-mouthing him.
I know.
She's getting mad, folks. So they look at Piparinen and, well,
It's not human. He bit me. See?
and he shows them, like, yeah, his ear's not bitten off. I think he just took a chunk out of the cheek, like below it. Anyway, they go inside, and Imo just busts in with his rifle already raised. He doesn't even know, like, he doesn't have any idea who's in there. He's just ready to kill. Imo's pretty cool. Well, they kind of all are. Like, you get the same sense of these guys that you did of the Vikings in the 13th Warrior.
Really?
Yeah. Anyway, there are dildos everywhere. Piparinen's like, see? Look how weird he is. Look what he's doing. And the old man is just naked, skinny as a rail, squatting on the floor, just sniffing all the dildos. Like one after another, picking them up. And Imo's like, foreigner. Go talk to him. And Imo doesn't even skip a beat. He holds the gun up, walks to him, and he speaks English. And when he does, it is haunting. Because you've been listening to all of this, everybody speaking, Finnish. Uh-huh. And when this guy finally does, it's just like, whoa, kind of wakes you up. And he's like got this tough look on his face. He's pointing this rifle at this old, pathetic man. And he just goes, how do you like the land of the northern lights? And the old guy's just like sitting there nude and bloody, staring at the floor. Rauno picks up a mop stick and he's like, cover me. So he goes over and he pokes at the old man. And the guy doesn't even move. He pokes him again. Doesn't move. And then he like whacks him in the back. And the guy, you can hear him go like, ugh. But he does not move. He's just staring at the floor. And then Imo gets down in his face and he's like, wake up, Grandpa! We need money.
Oh.
Back inside, Pietari is calling all of his friends' houses and none of them are home. All their moms are like, have you seen him?
Uh-oh.
And he's like crossing their names off a list.
There's no reason to panic.
Imo takes the stick and hits the old man. Nothing. He's like,
Where are your friends?
ask him if he likes the dildos.
Do you like these? How many do you want to buy?
And he hits him again. Nothing. The guy just takes it. And then Rauno decides, tell him we're going to keep him here until somebody pays. And like, what? Like a hostage? He's like, yeah, tell him.
We keep you here until somebody pays.
Piparinen's like, you're making him mad, guys. Oh man, this guy's got a gun to his head. And Imo just gets down. He's like, last chance, asshole. And then bam, 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 bam on the door. Dad, I need to talk to you. And then the old man turns.
Oh.
Yeah, and he stares at the door. And he's got this mean-ass look on his face. Rauno goes outside to talk to Pietri. And he's like, what? And Pietri just hands him a stick. You need to smack me. What? I deserve it. Rauno's like, Jesus, kid, what is wrong with you? I've been naughty. And then inside the slaughterhouse, you can hear, ba-bang, boom, 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 beam, jump, bop, down. There's like all this shouting going on inside and panic. And Pietri's like, we cut through the hole in the fence. We cut the hole. And we went across the border and we were naughty. And Rauno, hearing what's going on inside, is just like, oh my God. He just doesn't get what Pietri's trying to tell him. And then Piparinen calls Rauno inside. He goes in there and Imo's like, he's up to something. And he holds up the stick and it's broken in half. And the old man is standing there just staring at them like a wolf. He bit this in half. He bit the mop stick in half.
Ooh. Holy crap.
Pietri just walks in, okay? And the old man's like, when he sees him. He turns to look at Pietri, and his eyes shine for a second, like an animal in the dark.
Yeah.
Oh my God, his eyes, did you see?
And like slowly he gets up and comes like towards it, like takes a step. Rauno grabs Pietri and he's like, you know this old guy? Because it looks like he knows you. Now what the hell's going on? He knows all the kids.
Who is he, damn it?
He's the one who's been spying on us.
Who?
He's Santa Claus.
Oh, God.
And it shows Santa Claus naked and skinny and fully mentally there, just looking at Pietri and the others.
Wow.
Like, all right, now you know.
Yeah.
He does not care that his shriveled little old man penis is hairy and showing. They dug him up out of the mountain. He is here for me. Piparinen's like,
I knew it. Yeah, I knew they were digging something. I don't know, whatever.
Santa Claus takes a step. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, no. And he looks frail and weak, but he also looks like he does not give a shit. Like he is about to attack.
Yeah.
Rauno's like, on the ground, tell him. And then Imo's like,
Down! Down, boy! Go down!
it's like, whoa, Imo. Santa Claus don't care. He squares on him. And it is scary looking.
Whoa.
He is not afraid of you. And then Imo like fires to the side and Santa Claus flinches. Like, oh, yes, he is. Rauno tells them to tie him up. And it just cuts to the four of them just all sitting in a line on the floor eating gingerbread dicks. Passing the plate in between all of them and watching Santa, who is all wrapped up in the tarp and duct tape and hanging from the ceiling on a meat hook.
Oh, my God.
He's just dangling there, staring at them. And they just keep, this scene goes on for a few seconds. They're just eating cookies and looking at him. And he's like kind of grinning at him. And then fucking radio noise happens and it scares the shit out of everybody. This is Sub-Zero 1. Do you read? It's the boss. They pull it out of the jacket that they found the old man with. Mr. Green, is everything okay? We are landing in 30 minutes. Pietri's like, they want him back. Mr. Green, is Santa ready to fly? Yeah, Rauno picks up the radio and he's like, he doesn't know what to do. And he just says, this is Rauno. From Finland. And there's silence on the other side. He looks up at Santa Claus. Santa Claus just staring at him. We have Santa Claus. Who is this? Where is Mr. Green? And he hands the radio to Imo and he's like, tell him we have Santa for sale.
Oh.
And it just cuts to the truck speeding down the highway with a big cage on the back, and Santa Claus is in it.
Holy shit.
Okay, also, they have dressed him in Piparinen's Santa Claus outfit.
Fuck yeah.
So, yeah, he's like this skinny, super sick-looking, gaunt Santa Claus. He's even wearing the hat. So they're all in the truck, and Pietri is in the back seat. And he looks out the window at Santa in the bed of the truck. Santa's right down there looking in at him. Like longingly. Or hungry. It's weird looking. Imo's like, get ready, cocks his gun, you know.
How much are we asking? Enough to cover the debt.
Piparinen's like, maybe we're being a little hasty, okay? Think of how much he could be worth. He is the original, real Santa Claus. Okay, someone's getting rich off of this guy. And Rauno's like, that's the plan. They pull up to the Sub-Zero hangar, the one we saw earlier. Mm-hmm. And they can hear the chopper buzzing around, coming into land. Dad! You stay in the truck with the scary old Santa man
Oh, Jesus.
on the other side of the window. They get out, and they're just standing there, ready to meet the chopper as it's landing. Imo looks down and picks up a hairdryer.
What the hell?
He smells it.
This is my wife's.
Like, how did it get out here? And Rauno's like, put the hairdryer away and keep cool. So the pilot lets the boss out, okay? And he's a very short man. Everybody, like, they kind of make fun of him, too. And they're all just staring at each other. And the boss finally is like, who are you? Where are my men? And Imo, he's the only one who can speak English. He's like,
Yeah, we are men. Let's do business.
what do you want?
85,000.
And the boss is like, they got him by the balls. And he goes, hey, where is the cargo? Imo and Piparinen drag the cage out. And Santa Claus is just standing there, staring downward. The boss walks forward to him to, like, look him over. He takes his hat off. And he, like, reaches in to touch him. And he is awestruck looking at him. Pietri gets out of the truck, walks over to the big hangar doors. Okay, there's big doors on this hangar. And they say 24 on them. And Pietri's like, the last door? Remember from his advent calendar?
Yeah.
And then he puts his stuffed toy down and walks inside. The boss is just like, it's just in total wonder at Santa. And he's smiling, and Santa lifts his head up and looks the boss in the eye, and his eyes shine again for a second. And then the boss automatically, like, turns around with a panicked look on his face, and he's, like, looking all around them, out in the dark and the snow, and he's searching. And he looks at our three guys, and he's like, put down your guns and smile as nice as you can. Move slow and do what I say. Rauno's like, what? Like, what did he say? Imo's like, we need to keep quiet. Like, what the hell? This is not Santa.
Oh, God.
Imo's like,
What?
it's one of his little helpers. Like, uh-oh.
Oh, no.
A helper?
And Piparinen goes, an elf?
Oh.
Rauno's like,
Enough! Give us the money!
and then boom, all the lights go out.
Oh, fuck.
And the boss is like, oh, God damn it. Santa is going to find out who is naughty or nice. And then, wow, and the pilot gets dragged away. And his helmet goes rolling into the middle of all of our guys. Piparinen's like, what's up with him?
Who's out there?
They're all pointing guns, looking around, and it is so quiet. And Imo's like,
Whoa.
and they start seeing them. There are old, gaunt, naked men standing in the snow, in the shadows. Like at first it's like one or two here and there.
Yeah.
And then you just see more and more of them. And they're all just they have our guys all surrounded. Okay. And a lot of them are holding shovels and pickaxes, and they're just naked as jaybirds.
Whoa.
Oh, man.
With like their sad, deflated butts. And they all have long white beards.
It's fucking cool.
It is so cool. Also dicks. A lot of dicks. Old ones. Real little and flaccid. Except one. That guy's like, Pow! Rauno's like,
What the hell is happening here?
they are protecting their master.
And then there are more.
Like they are completely surrounded. And then all of a sudden, the boss catches a pickaxe in his head and goes down.
Shit.
And everybody's like,
No, oh my God, Pietari!
and then old naked elves just start running for him. Now, they're still old. Okay? So they're like running like old men. But there are so many of them. And they are coming from all angles. All right? So our three guys just start shooting and running. Mm-hmm. They're making their way to their hangar. And all of a sudden, it's all Night of the Living Dead.
Wow.
Boom, boom!
They make it to the hangar doors and they bust in and slam them shut. And, they kind of barricade them. They turn around and find Pietari just staring up into the air.
Oh.
They make sure the door is shut and then they look at what he's looking at. And dun, 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 dun. There's this huge, deep heartbeat going. The elves have built a nest for Santa. And then we see it. And there is this gargantuan chunk of ice in the middle of the hangar. And it's got these two huge spiraling horns sticking out of it.
Oh.
Dum, 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 dum. It's crazy looking, man. It's huge. Okay, it's got to be like 50 feet high.
Wow.
Yeah.
Surrounding it are all of the heaters from town.
Oh.
And like some ovens too. Okay, and you just hear water dripping.
Oh.
Piparinen's like, is that, yes. They're defrosting him. Imo and Rauno, they have this look on their face like, oh shit. And right under Santa are all of the potato sacks all squirming and crying because they've got all the kids from town in them.
Oh.
And then Pietari is like, they're all here. Soon they are going to get smacked. And then you also see sticking out of the ice chunk is like this giant tree.
Oh, shit.
Which is like this giant demon Santa's version of a switch. Oh, God. Imo panics and starts searching for Yuso, his son. And bang, bang, bang on the door. The elves are trying to get in. Rauno yells out, turn off the heat! And he goes to hold the doors. He's trying. And when all this starts, all this panic, it's like dun 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 dun. It's like the Aliens music. Piparinen barricades the room with like ovens and heaters that he's kicking. They're like unplugging them and throwing them around. They build this big mountain in front of the doors with them. Meanwhile, Imo, he's going crazy trying to find his son. He finally finds him. Yuso's like, Daddy, let's go home.
Soon, we will go home soon.
And then the ice cracks.
Oh, God.
Oof.
And Pietari, he's just like, everybody's freaking out, doing all this stuff. And Pietari's just staring at the ice chunk and like, thinking. Piparinen's like, we're all going to die. Bang, bang, bang. Everybody's panicking. Pietari looks up above the ice chunk and there is this giant hole in the roof. Like they had to have, lowered it in.
Right.
The Sub-Zero Incorporated people. Mm-hmm. And Pietari, he yells out, Dad, Imo, Piparinen, listen to me. No one's listening. They're all just panicking. And then, boom, he fires his rifle for the first time. Pietari, everybody turns and looks. And there's Pietari looking like Clint Eastwood. This is total glory shot for this little actor. Even Yuso is like, ooh. As long as the kids are here, the elves won't leave. It's me or Santa. And he walks over to this giant thing covered in a tarp, and he pulls the tarp off, and it's cases of dynamite. And he goes, I suggest Santa. And all, like, his dad and all of these other grown men are like, And it just cuts to outside. Okay, and we see some of these naked old butts just like staring at the door. And the door creaks open, and Piparinen walks out. Like, okay, kind of scared, but, he's doing his part of whatever plan they've made. And the elves, they're all kind of spread out now, but once they see him, they kind of like, huh? Start coming forward again.
Yeah.
And they all got like shovels and pickaxes. And then Imo pokes out of the door and hands this covered bundle to Piparinen, and he just goes back inside. So all these old elf nudists, they're creeping forward. And Piparinen reaches into the bundle, and then he pulls something out and holds it up to him. And it's a big old gingerbread dick. And he's like, huh? And all of the elves, they're all like murderous intent with weapons. When they see it, they like drop them and go, huh? like dogs. It works. And he starts he takes a bite of one and throws it. And then one of them will stop and pick it up and like look at it and start eating it. And he does that to like all of them. And he just does it until he can make his way to the chopper. Inside, Pietri's got the radio and
Pietri, this is Piparinen. Do you read?
I do.
Ready for takeoff.
Copy that. So the chopper lifts off, and all of these naked, pathetic, empty butts are just standing there, staring, looking up. Rauno puts Yuso back in the sack, okay? And Yuso is pissed. Why do I have to go back in the sack? And then Pietri's like, because it's my plan. Let's go. So they load all of the crying kid sacks into a cargo net that's hooked to the chopper up above the hangar.
Oh.
Piparinen, the package is ready. Imo's like,
they're going to get cold out there.
Pietri just turns and screams at him, stay out of this! And then he climbs onto the net, and Imo backs the fuck off. Pietri turns, don't worry, Dad, I'll be okay. And Rauno is just staring wide-eyed and can't believe the man that is his little 10-year-old son. He has no response. He's just staring at him in disbelief. Piparinen lifts off and takes the kids and Pietri. You do your job. I'll deal with this. And the chopper flies away. And the nude elves are just like, watching? And then it cuts to Rauno using a big-ass drill. Drilling into ice. And he's got a stick of dynamite in his mouth. And then the camera pulls back. And this whole thing is covered with holes and dynamite stuck in them.
Whoa.
Like they got this big tall ladder that goes all the way to the top, like near the horns. And they must have worked pretty fast. There's so much dynamite stuck into this thing. The chopper's flying out over the countryside, out into the night, and slow down! Let's wait here! So they hover and they watch, and then over a hill comes this horde of old naked men running through the snow. Just silently running. Like they're not screaming, they're not moaning, they are not making a sound, they're just running. Running through the snow. Following the chopper, you know. Piparinen, let's go to the pen.
Why?
Pretend they are reindeer. And then Piparinen's like, reindeer! Ha ha! Yeah! Okay, that's what we'll do! And he pulls the chopper around, and there's this big computer-generated shot of Pietri hanging onto the cargo net, yelling out, Yahoo! He's got this big hero moment. And so they go. There are like hundreds of dicks and butts out in the snow. Okay? Just jiggling and running.
You think you're excited? You should feel my nipples.
Rauno and Imo finish. This whole thing is covered in dynamite. Remember I said they have a big ladder? Okay, Imo's like, we've been naughty. And Rauno says, if you've ever wondered how Santa can be in a zillion places at once, now you know.
Oh, yeah.
And Imo's like, that's the magic of Christmas. And he starts up a chainsaw. And it just cuts to them loading a horn into the back of the truck. It is huge. The chopper is hovering over the pen, okay? And Pietri's like, the door is shut. The gate is shut. I will have to go and open it. And Piparinen's like,
No, Pietri. I can't land to pick you up.
And then super cool as ice, Pietri just says, I'm not coming back.
No.
And it's like, whoa, this kid, man. This kid is 10 years old. And this kid jumps. And he is high. Okay? And Piparinen's like, Pietri! And he jumps in slow motion and grabs onto the electric wires that are powering the thing. It's not turned on, and that's how he climbs down onto the ground and opens the gate. And he has to push really hard because he's just this tiny kid.
Yeah.
And he looks off into the distance, and here they come. And it's like, oh, shit. Like, it is scary. They're just like, coming for him. So he, juices up the pen, and then he yells into the radio, Piparinen, tell Dad what I did. And then he just tosses the radio into the snow. And he just stands there and waits for all these elves to come and get him.
Holy crap.
And he just steals his resolve, and he just closes his eyes. And it's all slow motion. It's really sad. He was like, tell my dad I was a hero.
Yeah.
And he just whispers, Daddy. And then we see the truck speed off with both horns in the back. Okay. And Rauno is in the back of the truck too. He's sitting between them, trailing out the detonation wire on a spool.
Wow.
And he knocks on the window for Imo to stop. And Imo's just like, Merry Christmas. And Rauno pushes the button. And then
Big ass titties.
Santa explodes.
Oh, God.
The whole hangar does. It's beautiful to watch. Okay. It like blows Rauno's hat off. And Imo's like, and the Happy New Year. And then Pietri, out in the pen, like opens his eyes. And all of these naked elves are just standing there. Like all just looking around. They're dropping their weapons. They're all like scared and confused and heartbroken looking. Like they have zero guidance in their lives now. Piparinen sees the blast from the chopper and he's like, oh, the land of the northern lights. How do you like that, elves? What happened? The miracle of Christmas. Congratulations, Pietri. You put the elves out of a job. And the elves are just like, huh? And Pietri smiles and he's like, take the kids home. It is their bedtime. And all those kids are probably dead. It's so cold, They were all in their jammies. I don't know. Anyway, Roger, over and out. He flies off. Later, the sun is coming up and our three guys pull up in the truck with no horns. I don't know what they did with them. And Pietri is just watching the elves, okay? Our three guys, they show up with Yuso, and they all just look at all of these naked old men standing in the pen. And if you look closely, off in the back of the group, there's this big shower of sparks, because I guess one of them touched the fence. And Pietri turns to the guys, and he's like, 198 Santa Clauses. Yuso, what is that worth? And Yuso's like, I don't fucking know. Imo's like, how much for one? And Rauno's like, 85,000. 16 million. And everybody's like, whoa. Rauno walks up to Pietri and he puts his arm around him and he's like, you are quite a man. So are you. And we fade to black. And now it's 312 days till Christmas. And we are in the slaughterhouse. And Rauno, Imo, and Piparinen are hosing down these dirty, naked old men and scrubbing them with brushes on sticks. And if you just watch them, they're all naked and weird. And some of them are like trying to wash themselves, but everybody's like, scrub them good. They're being all rough with them. And then it cuts to 76 days till Christmas. And there is this big line of these elves sitting down, and they're all clean, and they're wearing like white jumpers. Like they look like kids in jammies. They all have their long beards. And Piparinen is pulling a wagon with Rauno and Pietri sitting on it. And Pietri is sitting on Rauno's lap being given a gift. Like they're training them to be Santa Clauses.
Oh.
Yeah.
And all of the elves, they all have a stuffed toy child on their lap. and a fake gift, but they're supposed to be giving it, and they're trying to be nice. They're supposed to be nice to the doll.
Yeah.
And Rauno's like stroking Pietri's face like, yes, be nice, be sweet. Walking behind the Santas is Imo and Yuzo. And Imo's like, got his gun. And one of the Santas just throws the child doll onto the ground and starts trying to open the gift. And Imo like grabs his ear and he's like, nothing in there for you, fuzz face. And he's like, ah! And he picks the kid doll back up and he's like, petting it like, yes, okay.
I love it.
And all of our heroes are like nodding to each other like, yeah, we're doing good. They finally get to one of them who's like genuinely loving on the doll.
Oh.
He's got this huge smile on his face and everybody, they're nodding at each other. Yeah. And then Rauno looks at Pietri who gives the approval like, yeah. And then that Santa graduates and gets his Santa hat.
Oh.
And they're all like, yeah, thumbs up. Cuts to 24 days till Christmas. And we just see a ready and dressed Santa Claus sitting in a wooden crate. And then the lid just shuts on him. And on the lid, stamped on it in black paint, it says, Rare Exports. Oh. Live cargo. And they mark it to be shipped to Zanzibar. And in between the words of Rare Exports, there's the little octagonal Santa emblem we saw at the beginning of the film.
Oh.
Yeah.
So they crate him up and they roll him through a warehouse full of other crates. And then the doors open up and there's Piparinen with a big old nice cargo plane ready to load up. And then we cut to black and it says Rare Exports from the land of the original Santa Claus. And then the credits roll, guys.
Hell yeah.
Woohoo.
And that's it. There you have it. Rare Exports, A Christmas Tale on Movies with Ron.
Wow.
Yeah. Good job, man.
Thanks. Yeah, what'd you think of that, Candy?
That's unbelievable.
I know.
I mean, what a crazy reimagining of the whole Santa mythology.
Exactly. So it turns out in Finland, there is a real Korvatunturi mountain, and it is legend that the real basis of Santa Claus is buried under that mountain.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they have this. They don't have Krampus. They have the Joulupuki, which means Yule goat.
Oh.
And he likes to hurt the children.
Damn, I wanted to see that Santa.
Yeah.
Out of the ice stomping around.
That was the only thing the movie suffers from. Santa should have woken up.
Yeah. That is the only thing that it suffers from. But it's like when you see that and you see those horns sticking out, you see the movie and you think, oh man, I wish I had seen that Santa. But when you really like go back and analyze it, nothing could have looked good enough.
Really?
I think so.
Yeah.
Like, you remember seeing Krampus? Finally, the big reveal of Krampus at the end of his movie. And it was not good enough to me.
I
Remember?
didn't see it.
Oh.
I didn't watch it.
Well, you got some catching up to do. It's a pretty good flick.
It got bad reviews.
Yeah, well, so do we.
All right. You know, it seemed like the Finnish people had the concept of the American action hero tagline like locked down. There were some good lines in that movie. They've been watching some Arnold Schwarzenegger movies.
Uh-huh.
How do you like the land of the northern lights?
And all those naked extras? Was
Yep.
that CGI or were those real
No,
guys?
those were old men running around naked in the snow.
I hope they're all okay.
Now, this movie is actually on Amazon Prime right now. You can watch it. But also, when they were trying to get the money to make this movie, they made a bunch of short films. And those are on YouTube. You can actually search those out. And they're really interesting to watch. Like, it shows the same actors, but, you know, the story of the movie wasn't really put together yet. They're like out in the wild hunting Santas.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird, man. And then once they catch them, they have to tame them. And you can't smoke or curse or like you get attacked, like getting mauled by a lion you're training.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to mention that. So, to avoid inciting Santa's rage, you can't even cavort. Like, no cavorting allowed.
That's right.
Jeez, it's hardcore. I don't know about you guys, but man, I am hungry for some gingerbread dicks.
You are naughty.
I got a craving.
All right. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We're going to go make gingerbread dicks.
All right, folks. If you're on Apple Podcasts or iTunes and you like what you hear, go ahead and leave us a rating and review. We'd really appreciate it. We're on all your other favorite podcast apps and movieswithron.com. We got a Facebook page. There's Twitter, @movieswithron. So check us out. It's been fun.
Yep. We love you.
See you guys.
And Merry Christmas!
It's snowing!
Flesh.
Movies with Ron.
Hey, if you want more female listeners, whenever you have a movie that only has one major female character, don't make her sound like this.
That's exactly right.
Yeah,
Oh my
well,
God.
I'll call your attention
That
to...
bitch from Cobra.
That was like the only time I've done that.
Alice Krieg.
Alice Krieg has a particular voice, and I was just doing her voice.
You made her sound like this.
That's what she sounds like.
Cranberry dressing.
There was one, the vampire one, Innocent Blood. You loved my
I did love that.
impression
Yeah,
of
that was
her.
good.
How about when I did Booty from White Christmas? Man. You think they want fuck? Go listen to Cobra, ladies.